Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm doing an unboxing and setup video for INVISQI, which this says it's a noun, wireless charger not visible to the eye. So with this, I've wanted one of these for a while now. Unfortunately, my desk I think is going to be too thick to actually work with this, so it's probably going to go downstairs with the second rig in the house, but we're still going to try it out. But this is a large wireless charger. So this normally retails for $129. Right now it's saying you can buy it off their website for $99. I'll make sure that there is a link to find this in the description so you guys can actually find that. And when you go to click on that, a lot of times like sign up for our email or whatever it may be will pop up, and you can actually get another $10 off of that. So looks like we have a charging, I'm assuming this is a sticker to let you know where you could place your phone if you wanted that. But sitting in the box right here, this is it. Let's get this thing peeled out. So that is it right there. So just the little disc here on the back, info that I'll read here in a second. But I like the look of this, and actually let me get it so you can actually see the logo right there, right? But with this, it says model number, but input 24 volts, 1 amp, output 10 watts or 5 watts, conversion rate less than 80%, right? I'm doing that. Function, wireless charger. Distance, 15 millimeters to 30 millimeters. Then it says made in China. So we have that. Once we get the rest of this unboxed, assuming this is our cables. Yeah, take that out. Oh, I thought this was just in there. So this right here, very interesting. So if I wanted to mount this underneath the desk, right, this is how I'm gonna have to do it. Because I'm wondering if you could do it with Velcro if you don't want to mess with this, but we'll see. So I would just literally take this, you guys can't see that, but you literally just mount it underneath with screws, right? In the box here, though, yep, power adapter here, and then it has a little, that'll zoom in on that, the little circular plug-in, right? Class 2 power supply, 100 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 1 amp max. So distance-wise would be one of the concerns with this, in terms of how long this cable actually is. It's decent. It's not massive. I actually would have liked to have seen that a little bit longer, because I think some people, you may not be that close. I don't think everybody's going to be super far away, but it may not be that close. Okay. Instructions. Okay, yeah. So even with this, so instruction manual right here, you could use the 3M tape with this, which they give you, instead of screwing it in, even though it still gives you the holes to actually screw that in if you wanted to. Nice touch. Screws if you need them. And what is this? It's like a PCB of some type. 4 screws, manual warranty. Green wireless sensor. Wait, what? So it has lights on it. I don't know what this is for. Looks like you would place it there. We put this on the bottom. That doesn't make sense. So let's look into this a little bit. So for the different phones, it does tell you Apple is 7.5 watts fast charge, Samsung is 10 watts, and then the Qi standard is 5 watts for normal charging. You have the 18 to 30 millimeters for the charging distance, or 0.7 to 1.18 inches. And I'm thinking the thickness here, because this is a 1.5 inch desk, right? With this is going to be a little bit too thick, but like I said, I want to I want to check this out. So I'm not 100% sure what this actually is for, because there's no pictures on this. And it just tells you to mount it. Green wireless sensor. Like I said, it has LED lights on it. I wonder if this is the test. This may be the test thing so that you can actually place this here and see if it's going to work or not before you mount it, now that I'm thinking about it. But let's get this thing plugged in and we'll actually give this a try right here. All right, so we're plugged up underneath the desk here. Let's try this out. There it is. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, that's how you would test this. See if this works for my phone. Ooh, is my MagSafe case going to prevent that from working? Let's peel this off and let's check this out. All right, so I was having trouble figuring out how this actually worked. You can't just set it on top of this. So if I set my phone here, it's not going to do anything. You actually have to be at that distance. And for this, you got to find the sweet spot with this where it'll actually finally connect. There, mine just started charging right there, which makes sense for why you need this, because you're going to want to find that sweet spot, right? I could put it on it and find that sweet spot, but hovering above this, you're going to want to find that sweet spot for it. And then of course the sticker here, if you actually want to put that on top of the desk so you know exactly where to go. That makes sense for this as well. Now I'm going to take this downstairs and this just won't work. If I hold it, doesn't matter how much I move this, it's just not going to connect through this because it's such a thick piece of wood. This is live edge wood from Home Depot. So with this is actually meant to be countertops, but I just like the look of it sitting on my autonomous desk legs here, so I can actually stand this up if I want. So I was hopeful that this would work. It's just not gonna go through, like this is thick wood, right? So gonna get the bracket here set up. I did want to point out on the back here, it does have the opening for the power cable, and then this one right here. On the top and bottom of this, it has an LED indicator. So when this actually connects, it's gonna have a low white light that's gonna show you that, hey, you're actually connected with this, right? Which is going to be hard to pick up on camera. It is quite dim. I'll be curious to see what it looks like once it's actually under the desk. I'm going to use the 3M tape with this. I'm not actually going to mount this with the screws. Don't want to mess with that right now, but I'll showcase some footage of me actually setting this up so you guys can see that. We'll cut back. I'll talk about my experience with it briefly, and then we will wrap all of this up. So let's cut ahead. All right, so all set up here. Installation was quick and easy. I guess the only hard part is lining this up exactly where you want it when you're going to fit it underneath the desk, because I don't think it's exact. I kind of slid mine to the edge, pulled it in some, and then planted it there. But if I was going to put it up against this edge, it's easy. Just slide it there, set it down. The only concern there would be that if I move this sticker over there, it's going to kind of fold over the edge. I did end up using the sticker. If you have a flat desk, it's going to be fine. The issue here is that this is wood. So like the grain on it, it creates like a little bit of a groove. So it's not 100% flat on this. So I can actually visibly see just the pockets inside the sticker. A small annoyance, but it is there. This obviously comes in quite handy with lining this up. So put the INVISQI there, line this up, and then put the stickers on it, the 3M tape, right? Stickers, 3M tape there. And then once I peeled those off, just stuck it there, held it there for a second, and then was good to go. Line this up, and then put the sticker here so I could line it up with it, so I could put it exactly where this has the most, or I guess the best connection with this, right? And the desk down here isn't incredibly thick, so it works pretty good. Setting the phone on this, boom, it's charged up. It's finding that sweet spot still is what I noticed. I think what would make this a better product if it was just like anywhere in here, because the connection was so good. Now, with my case on, it's okay. With it off, it works obviously much better. If you have a really thick case and you're trying to do this, it's probably not going to work. But I have to kind of move it around. Boom, got it. Once I find it, I can leave it there and I'm good to go. And it's very, very convenient when I'm working on the computer and I just put it over here, because I could not be looking I move it over here and I just kind of move around until I feel that this makes that connection. I can still be doing whatever I need to do. Once it makes that connection, it'll vibrate for me, and then I'm good to go. It still can be finicky. Like right now, it's actually charging. Then didn't vibrate for me. There it goes. Now it's charging. At this point, I've worked with it enough because I was gonna shoot this back to back, but I've been sick with allergies for about the last week. So I've used this more. What I've noticed is sometimes in trying to find that, it's like quick and easy, and sometimes I'm sitting here like moving around for a second. It's like, all right, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And so sometimes, like I said, quick and easy, sometimes not. And in those moments, it feels a little bit more inconvenient than I was hoping, because I'm having to sit here and search for this thing, right? Just moving this around to finally find that sweet spot. Sometimes I'll actually pull the phone away and then I'll bring it back. And that usually helps a little bit, where it can make that quicker connection to this, right? So I don't have an Android phone. I can't test that out and see if that's a really, really good connection. Of course, there's a plethora of different models out there as well. I'm assuming some work better than others. I think this is a very niche product. So not everybody's going to want to shell out this amount of money for this. And it's going to be for those people that want this super clean setup. And so with that, the sticker, it's like 50-50. Those that want a clean setup, I think a lot of them, they're not going to use a sticker. My other thought was, if I didn't have this lamp here, I would have just slid it to the corner, and then all I had to do is put it generally in this corner, and it would have been like, all right, just go there versus here. But I wanted this a little bit closer because I do have this stuff going on with my desk. So I think there's different configurations that are going to warrant using the sticker or not. Plus, considering the surface that you have and whether or not that's going to be flush in the look that you want, or if you just don't want it at all with that. So I go back and forth. A lot of upside to it, but a lot of potential downside to it with this as well. And with a higher asking price, although, as I mentioned, a lot of times you can find discount codes. I think even when you go to the site, it's like, hey, give us your email address, you'll get 10% off. And that can go up a little bit, I believe. But with this, even with the discount, I mean, let's say it's $80 to $90. That's a chunk of money for this. So it's putting itself out of the price range of a lot of people. But this is also kind of a niche product, because you could buy a wireless charger that would just sit on your desk for $10, right? But if you have an ultra clean setup and you're like, I don't want to mess with that, and you want something like this, there is a product out there that you can use that will give you that ultra clean setup. So just like I said, it's a niche product. You're going to either really want this or you're not going to want this at all. So I'm going to have a link for this in the description so that you guys can actually find it for yourselves. And if there's anything that I didn't answer with this as well in this video, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure that I answer that for you. And I'll be curious to see how this holds up long term. In the last week, outside of the fact that sometimes it just doesn't quite connect immediately, there it's connected again. I haven't had any problems with it, right? It's worked fine. Obviously, the surface is going to get hot, just like the phone gets hot, right, when you're charging it, especially on any wireless charger. So that's regardless of this. It's going to obviously have a little bit of heat to it. I don't think there's any desk top that's going to necessarily have an issue with that long term, because a lot of times they're pretty dense. But I wouldn't put this on a flimsy plastic surface and then put this on top of there, right? It may start to morph that surface a little bit down the road. Maybe not. I don't know. That'd be something to test. But as long as you have a really good, thick desktop here, it shouldn't be an issue. So that's going to be it for this one, though, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.